All right, sir. As someone who has managed the state transport metro line for many years, how do you think the incoming federal government can improve state transportation system across the country?
It's very easy. And this one I'm very passionate about. Look, I don't care what Lagos State government does. They cannot do it by themselves because of the investments involved. The federal government has to be part of the solution. Look, the key is not just buying buses, buying trains, or buying boats. The key is the business sustainability. And that's where the federal government comes in. Listen, I know Nigerians don't like to hear the word about subsidy, about something like that. But if the whole world is doing something one way, then there must be a reason why. The whole world cannot be stupid and we're the only wise one. The capitalist countries all over Western Europe, America, Australia, everybody. The communist country, China, Russia, all of them. India, everybody subsidizes public transportation. And the only person that can do it, in a fair and transparent way is federal government. If we don't do what the rest of the world is doing, we are just deluding ourselves. We'll continue with the Okada mode of public transport station or transport system. If we want to have a world-class service, I've said it to you before, and I've said it to so many journalists, it has to be paid for. The question is who pays for it? If you want the commuters to pay for it, then it will not be affordable. Then I probably have to charge about 2,000 or 1,500 from Ikorodu to TBS. How many people can afford that? But if we come up with a way, devise a way between Lagos State and federal government to subsidize public transportation, it will encourage more people to invest in that space. Investment needed in that space, it's a lot of money. It runs into millions of dollars. It's not something that anybody can, $1 million will not even get you more than maybe 10, 15 buses. And that's 750 million naira. So it's a space that needs a huge investment, but the private sector must make a modicum of profit. And I said it at an interview that I gave, I can't even remember the newspaper now, that I don't know where we read our own economics from. Obviously, the whole world read their economics somewhere else, and we Nigerians read our economics somewhere else. All over the world, public transport is heavily subsidized by the government, both federal and state and local government. All over the world. We are not subsidizing that. All over the world, petrol is heavily taxed. It's a revenue generating stuff. In fact, some countries put as high as 40% tax on the petrol. That's the one we are subsidizing. It doesn't make sense. And we're trying to encourage people to leave their cars at home. Look, we need, according to the World Bank, Lagos State alone needs about 5,000 buses going up and down, picking people up all over Lagos. Right now, including my fleet of 400 and something, including Lagos State fleet of about 800 and something, the total number of buses on the road is less than 1,500. That's why you see people, when you're going home in the evening, standing looking for Sole, looking for Kabu Kabu, looking for Okada, because there's not enough. But there can never be enough if the private sector will not make profits. And the only way the private sector can make profit is for the government, both federal and state and local government, to step into the space and subsidize. Because if we want to charge the full price, it will not be affordable. And public transportation must have the affordability element in it. That's the essence of public transportation. It must be affordable to ordinary people in the streets. Until we actually talk to ourselves and we make this decision, we're going to continue with Okada mode of public transport. Until I got into this space, I used to think that when I was young, Lagos State government used to have a company called LMTS, Lagos State Municipal Transport Company. Yeah. Then they changed to LSTCC.
Yes.
And they all went down. The reason why they went down was because they were not charging enough to cover their costs and they were not being subsidized.
Maintenance is high.
The maintenance keeps going up, and if you don't bridge the gap between your cost of operation and the fare you are charging, eventually the business will go up, will go under. And that's a fact. We cannot run away from it. And I've been saying it for 5, 6, 7 years now. It's a fact. It's done all over the world. Until we tell ourselves the truth, we are deluding ourselves.